With NBA free agency here, what will the Denver Nuggets do to get back to being looked at as a championship contender? I've got one question for you, Nuggets Nation. What would you rather have, Bruce Brown back or a true, legitimate backup center for Nikola Jokic? You got to pick one. I'm going to give you my answer coming up next. All right, Nuggets fans, time to talk offseason, free agency. What's going to happen here over the next 48, 72 hours, whatever it may look like for the Denver Nuggets? Now, will they be players like today? About an hour if you're watching this live, because free agency will start around 4 o'clock Mountain Time on Monday, the 30th. I don't know if I'd hold my breath on that. We know where the Nuggets are with their financial problems and lack of assets. So, with the money that they do have, which, by the way, is $5.7 million on the mid-level exception, and it's about a little north of $3 million on a veteran minimum. So we're looking at about, I don't know, let's call it $8.8 million that the Nuggets can spend. How do they spend that money? Let's answer the question I just asked you. What would you rather have? Bruce Brown back, say that 5 times fast, or a true backup center for Nikola Jokic, which they haven't had. Mason Plumlee might be the best one, and that wasn't even a great one. Like, he couldn't even get out to guard Anthony Davis in the bubble, and that led to the Lakers winning that Mickey Mouse championship. So what is the answer? All right, well, let's go over a few things that Bruce Brown brings to the table. Last year, he dealt with injuries. He's been bouncing around. He actually only played in half of the NBA season, and he only averaged 8 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. He shot the ball all right from the field at 42% and not great from 3 at 33%. That's not really what the Denver Nuggets are looking for what would be like the true sixth man coming off the bench. But what Bruce brings is that contagious energy. He can play defense on about 5 positions at the NBA level, especially if an opponent is playing like a small center. He can still guard that guy too. But he's not a great shooter. He's not going to come in and be like, hey, we're going to run sets for Bruce Brown. The offense will never be built around a guy like Bruce Brown. Now, I like Bruce a whole lot. Watch the dude help the Nuggets win an NBA championship and be that true sixth man that we're talking about. If you go back a couple of years, right, and who Bruce Brown was as a Denver Nugget, and the time that he spent in Denver, well, then he's playing almost 30 minutes a game. That's a big upgrade from what it was. He's putting up solid numbers here. His rebounds, his assists, all amplified because of who he was playing with. Shot the ball better from the 3-point percentage, up about 3 points from what it was a year ago. His field goal percentage is up almost 7 points from when he was on the Denver Nuggets. Now, there's a couple of reasons. One, that's a few years ago, right? Father Time's undefeated. You're always going to be worse than the next day than you were the day before. That's just how it works with athletes. And he hasn't played with anybody like Nikola Jokic since leaving Nikola Jokic, who makes life easy for his teammates. So can Bruce get back to being sort of that kind of guy, right? Playing about 25, 30 minutes a game, giving you 12 to 15 points off the bench and grabbing a handful of rebounds and dishing out 3 or 4 assists every game. I think he can do that with a true sixth man type of role, because we know what the starters are going to be, and that's not going anywhere for the time being. So that's what a guy like Bruce Brown is going to bring to the table. You also have to ask Bruce, his agent, if he's willing to be paid $5.7 million, because he just got paid about 12 a year playing for the Pacers and the Raptors and all the places that he was bouncing around after they won the NBA championship. Now, I feel a little bit of goodwill towards that $5.7 million. And you know why I do? Because the Nuggets and Bruce Brown have been flirting since they were in the playoffs, right? I was at the game, sitting in my press seat, and Bruce Brown's down on the floor, right across from the Nuggets bench, tweeting from his phone, man, I miss playoff basketball. Man, I miss this environment. Then I watch with my own 2 eyes, Bruce walking to Old Club Lexus to get himself a fresh drink, and fans asking for selfies and dapping him up and asking for a quick autograph. He is beloved in this city. Does he love this city and this team enough to cost himself about $5 million? Because in the open market, I think Bruce Brown can go get $10, $11 million per year. If he really, really wants to come back to the Denver Nuggets, he'll sign that deal for $5.7 million. The other thing about that is if he really wants to come back and play for the Denver Nuggets, and they've done their flirting on both sides, why wouldn't a deal get done sooner rather than later? So we're going to find out here within the next 12 hours how serious Brucey B was about reuniting with the Denver Nuggets. There's another name I want to throw out. His name is Luke Cornett. Luke Cornett was a name mentioned by Bobby Marks on ESPN. And Bobby Marks is like their money dude. He's super smart. He knows more about salary caps than any of us combined will know. He's a money dude from ESPN, and he's like capologist guy for his own little website. And he knows that the position that the Denver Nuggets are. His suggestion for the move that the Nuggets make was go sign backup big man and journeyman 7'2", 250-pounder Luke Cornett. Luke's been all over the NBA. He's been on 5-6 different teams. He's been on the Celtics a couple of different times, and that's where he is ending his contract now. Luke's numbers, they're not going to blow you away. I promise you that. He played in a lot of games, 73 last year, 6 points, and just north of 5 rebounds per game. He does not shoot the free throws very well. A not nice 69%, 66% from the field, because most of that's dunks, little putbacks, stuff like that he's getting in the paint. But you know what he does do? He gives Nikola Jokic a chance to catch his dang breath. He gives Nikola Jokic a chance to not have to play 38 to 42 minutes a night for about 70 games throughout the regular season, which is what the team has had to rely upon over the course of the last couple of years. Because DeAndre Jordan, love you, my man. I love the relationship you have with young Nuggets fans and tossing out candy to the kids from your tackle box. Great. But as far as a basketball player, it's over. And it's been over for a couple of years. So DJ's a free agent. Nice knowing you. Enjoy the ring. Go hang him up and kick it in Houston with the hometown family, or Mexico somewhere on a beach, because your basketball days, they're gone. Luke Cornett could be a guy that comes in here and is just a rim protector, a rebounder, a rebound outlet and run type of guy where you're getting some buckets in transition, big fella rebounds, outlet to a guard running, big fellas running with them. You reward him, drop pass, dunk, layup, whatever you want it to be. Luke Cornett can be that guy. And you know the beauty of this? Luke Cornett's only going to cost you $2.5 million. So my question to you was this. It was, if you have to pick Bruce Brown or a backup center, which one are you going to pick? I'm actually going to pick backup center. And I know a lot of you out there are going to go the opposite way. And while you're answering, do it in the comment section here on YouTube. I'd love to circle back and say hello and figure out what you're talking about. But you want to get greedy? And I think we can do exactly that in getting greedy. Perfect world, okay? And I know we don't live in a perfect world, but the Nuggets are due for some sort of dang good luck. Let's say Bruce Brown does agree to that mid-level exception, right? That's all they can offer him is $5.7 million because they're so close to the second apron. And despite what Josh Kroenke wants you to believe, they're terrified of the second apron, shaking in their boots, terrified of the second apron. They're not going to go into it. But what you can do, as long as Brucey B is down to do a deal, you give Bruce Brown your mid-level exception at $5.7 million. You give Luke Cornett that veteran minimum of just north of $3 million. You're under the second apron by that much, but that's exactly what the Kroenkes are looking to do. Stay out of that second apron and find a way to upgrade your team. Now the question becomes, with Bruce Brown and Luke Cornett as your backup big, are they back to being looked at as a championship contender? That would be TBD. But that's what I want to do. If I had to absolutely pick, I'm actually going to pick a backup center over Bruce Brown, because a healthy and a well-rested Nikola Jokic is more important to the Denver Nuggets than a legitimate sixth man. Sorry, that's just what it is. But I do think you can do both. Let's get greedy, baby. Go get me Brucey B for 5.7 and give me Luke Cornett for that veteran's minimum, and let's see where the Nuggets can be. This has been Dover on Denver, and now I'm done.